All right then, guys, so big news today. We are doing the official opening of the fish house, hence the scissors and the red ribbon. So, without further ado, let's cut it. Are you ready? Ta-da! Opened! Yes! So that was just a bit of stupid fun, but yeah, I can now confirm that the fish house is 100% open. Now, I mean, I know we had the office desk in before that, and we had the RODI unit and all that sort of stuff, but officially now, other than those two, it is open. So we can now start on the QT tank, getting that set up, and then once the QT tank is set up, I'll then be ordering Piney's Pond, getting that in position, sorting out the sump, and then all the equipment and scaping and filling and all that stuff. So a lot to come. So if you aren't already subscribed, I suggest you start subscribing. I think about 87% of you guys that watch aren't subscribed. But there are some big things to come. As soon as we can get Piney in here, oh my God, it's going to be insane. So really looking forward to it. As I say, what we're going to be doing next is going to be building the new cabinet that I bought for the QT tank. And then, as I say, setting all that up. So see you very shortly when I make a start on building the cabinet. So excited, the fish house is finally open. All right then, guys, so now that we're officially open in the fish house, what we're going to do is be setting up that quarantine tank, as I mentioned. So I have taken delivery of a new cabinet that the quarantine tank will sit on. So what I'm going to do is flip the camera around and I'll just show you that, and then we'll get basically putting it together and getting the quarantine tank on the new cabinet. So let me flip you around, show you what's going on. All right then, so this is the new cabinet that we're going to have for the quarantine tank, and that will replace this one that we have here. So it's pretty old, pretty hideous, so thankfully I'll be pleased to see the back of that, and then obviously we'll be able to have the QT tank then sat on the new cabinet. Now the new cabinet is actually white, so it will then tie in kind of with the office desk area that's down that end. I've also got 50 litres, just under 50 litres of salt water ready there to go into the QT tank, and then there's another 50 in there cooking at the moment with the salt and everything else, getting up to temperature and mixing all lovely. So that was done last night, so that will be well and truly done by now. And then we'll have 100 litres or thereabouts to then fill this up with and get it all set up. So first things first, we need to unbox this and get it built. All right then guys, so, and just like that, it was built. A little bit longer for me than it was for you guys watching, but it's done. So now all I've got to do is move this out the way, obviously get that into position, and then put the tank on top, and then we can sort of start setting it all up as far as a permanent QT is concerned. Hey, can't wait. Right. Well, that's in position. So now I just got to get that onto there with this knackered bit of polystyrene that I probably really need to replace at some point, but I think I'm going to lift this up, put it down there, get the polystyrene on, and then lift this back up again. So let's have a little look at what we're doing here. Pop it down on this carpet. There we go. Bit of polystyrene. I'll probably change this, as I say, at some point going forward, but for now it will do. And now look at that, I've got wires caught up in this something or other. I don't know what they're for. Stuff in there. Right, where's the front? This is the front. Let's get rid of this. And get this up. Oh. That's quite heavy. Quite heavy. Okay. There we go. And I still need to make sure I can get a plug in there. So reach down and round. Yeah. I can get a plug in there. That should be this. There we go. Okay, so that's good. What's it look like? Let's have a look. What are you guys seeing? Oh yeah. Nice. Goes with the white office desk, exactly how I wanted it. And I think Piney's tank or pond is probably going to come, I think, to around about halfway on this plug socket, somewhere around here anyway. So got a bit of space next to it. I can always push it over to the right anyway. Alright, so it is now the next day. I ran out of time yesterday. A few other bits and pieces came up, but however, the tank is, as you saw, in position. It was the wrong way round, I realised, so I've actually turned it around. And also, the piece of polystyrene that was just there behind me when I was talking about I need to replace it, this actually came out of the packaging for this cabinet. So perfect size, nice and thick, brand spanking new, so swap that over as well. So that's done. So what we're going to do now is I'm basically going to empty all the bits and pieces out of the tank, give it a good clean, and then we're going to start to set it up and get the water in and everything else and make it a permanent QT tank. So I'm going to get on with that. I won't bore you with that, but I'll come back as I'm putting the equipment back into it. See you in a bit. Alright then guys, so that is now cleaned out and I've started to put some of the equipment that I already had in the tank. So first of all, hoovered the tank out, then gave it a basic wipe out. Then I had some citric acid, so I kind of like had a sponge and soaked the citric acid into the sponge and gave all the glass sides all a good wipe over, and then went back in with RO water just to kind of like wipe it all out again. So that's how I've cleaned the tank, so it's nice and clean now. As you can see, I've got the filter just at the back there, that's got some of the porous kind of stones in it. I've also got the heater, and we've also got the little Jebao SLW20, I think it is, as a little power head. But as far as the new equipment is concerned, oh, and I've also got the light as well, the AI light, although that's only really going to be turned on just for, you know, inspecting the fish. The light won't be on all the time like a normal aquarium. So if I bring you in now and just sort of show you the new equipment that I've got, and then also what I've done down below with regards to things like the auto top-off container as well. So this is the H2 Ocean Compact ATO Auto Top-Off. So that's what I went for with regards to that. And then what I've done down here in this bottom cabinet, if we open it up, whoops, is I've got the 5 litre container in here. I think it's 5 litres, might be a bit more. No, I think it's 5, maybe 10, I don't know. Whatever it is in there. So that will be for the RO auto top off, and I've drilled a couple of holes at the top there for the power and the little pump as well. Inside the main cabinet, again, I've got the holder there, or the unit to control the SLW, oh, it's a 10, not a 20, for the power head, and a nice large hole up there so I can get all plugs and stuff through. And then I've just got like a 6-way in here which is switchable, so that I've got most of the equipment powered on through that. And then that leaves me with the spare one at the back here, which will be for the auto top off, the other one there for the hang on the back filter, and then I've got that one there which is for my laptop, which normally sits there. We've also got an Ammonia Alert which I'm going to be putting in as well, and we've got this new hang on the back filter because the last one broke down. So basically this is the same as what I had before. I like this one because it's got the UV, so I can actually turn the UV off whenever I'm doing copper, but you've got 800 litres per hour, surface skimming as well, and adjustable sort of flow rate with that sort of trickle waterfall effect where it comes out the top here. So it's also giving nice oxygen. Inside I'm going to take out all the floss and the pads and the bio balls and all that sort of stuff. I'll probably leave the activated carbon inside it, but I'll take everything else out, because what I'm going to get is I'm going to get some of the nanotech bio balls that are in the main tank, and that will then help to seed and cycle this tank nice and quickly, ready for some fish to quarantine. So let me get these installed, and then what I'll do is I'll come back and show you the final sort of setup. Right then, so everything is in and we are now ready for the fill. So what I'm using is actually this, which is what I use to fill up the RO container that's at the back of my tank in the lounge. So just down in here is basically a caravan pump. It just goes through there nicely, and then see it's wired up, and then all I do is just flick that on and it just pumps the water up to where I want it. So everything is in now. We've got the filter on the side, got all the other bits that I mentioned before, heater and everything else. Got the ammonia alerts on the front there, and I've also got a couple of what are they, plastic pipes. So you've got like the 90 there, or curved 90. This one goes all the way through, and there's also a hole as well at the front. The other two are capped off, and then there's another kind of 45, but these are obviously a lot bigger. So it's where I had Piney in here and the orange shoulder tang originally. That's why I got those big ones. But if you've got small fish, then obviously all you need is like the standard kind of 1.5 inch pipe. So everything's ready to go. So we're gonna flick this on and start the fill. There we go, that's flicked on, and then we got the water now coming in, as you can see. So this is obviously pre-made salted water, 25 litre containers. So I've got 2 of these, so we're going to get these 2 in first, and then I've got another 50 that's all the way over there, and then that will be last to come in. And then once that's in, then I'll be able to turn the heater on and turn all the filters and everything else on. So we're just going to watch this, make sure there are no leaks, because it's been a little while since this tank was last used. And once it's sort of at least maybe halfway full, I'll come back to you. Right then guys, so we are about halfway and we're still filling. So I've just brought out the other 50 litres into the again into the 225s. Sorry for the sun glare, I haven't got a blind on the window yet. So once these two go in, then we'll be 100 litres. I think it's just slightly under 100 litres that this is going to have. So this is it. So we'll maybe put this on a quick bit of a time lapse to fill up. Alright then, and last time when I was running this as a quarantine tank, I had the water, see where this kind of like gap is? I had this halfway up. So when that gets to about halfway up that little kind of window, I'm going to turn the water off, I think about there. So I will obviously have to adjust the auto top off sensor that's over in that far right hand corner. But as it stands at the moment, it is now all full. Let's try and not get the sunlight on it, but let's have a little look back from here somewhere. No, there's still quite a lot of sun glare. But yeah, so what we're going to do is I've already put some water in here as well. So hopefully that will start up okay. And it's just a matter of now really opening up the doors down here and turning some things on. So we'll whack that on. That is the light, that's just come on, so that won't be on all the time, I'll just leave it on for now. Turn that one on, that's the heater, and if you can see that's just flashing, saying what it currently is, about 19.5. Next one, that's that one over there, that filter, so that's now running. And then finally we've got the last one, which is, what is that? Don't know what that is. Okay, we'll investigate that in a minute. But that's on anyway. So I've still got this to turn on and the filter itself. So let's turn that on and switch that one on. Right, that one there, that's the filter. So hopefully this will start to pull the water through and overspill it at the front here. There we go. Perfect. Got a little float there for the surface. Plus obviously the other one that's sucking in will be further down in the back there. You can just about see it. So that other one that's just switched on is the little wave maker that's there, which obviously has a problem. So I've got to fix that. Alright, so for now anyway, we are officially up and running. I've just got to get the nanotech bio balls into here, which will then seed this tank. I'll let it get up to temperature first before I worry about doing that. And also I've got a lid as well that will be going across the top. Alright then guys, so there we go. That is the permanent quarantine tank, all set up, all running. I did get that Jebao SLW10 or whatever it's called, the little wave maker. Did get that working, just needed to free up the propeller. But that, yeah, I don't know if you can see, but that is running now. So we're all done now. Obviously in the cupboards I have got quite a lot of quarantine stuff to go into that cupboard. So that's all the separate nets, you know, the copper, the little calendar thing that I use, so as I know when I'm putting the copper in and all that sort of stuff. My copper, Hanna checker. So I've got quite a lot of that stuff that's actually in the cabinet in front of me that will be going into this one. So this will be a 100% quarantine area cabinet, tank, you name it, it's just going to be purely for quarantining. Now, I've already done a video before on setting up a quarantine tank. Obviously this one was just kind of like quickly done, but you'll be able to see it better and in more detail with the other video. So I'll link that at the end of this video if you want to go ahead and watch that. But that's pretty much it for now. So we've done the opening of the fish house, we've got the quarantine tank all set up. Just got to get those nanotech bio balls in the filter from my main tank, and then the next thing after I leave it, probably for a week, 5 days to a week to run, I'll then go out and get some fish which will be going in here as part of their quarantine, which will eventually go into Piney's pond as like a starting up the kind of system before Piney goes in. So all that leaves me to say is thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and also share this video to somebody if you know that someone that this might be useful too, especially for the quarantining side of things anyway. But other than that, thanks a lot, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.
Easy go.